I got to talk about how like a comparison model, when people just assume that you supposed to be like your parent or do what your parents do, and you brought up pictures, and that's great, cause I always thought it's funny how growing up, whatever you did, people just assumed that I'm supposed to pick up and do that.
Yeah.
So like when you was doing the pictures, it used to be so funny to me. People like, you good with the camera just like your daddy.
Yeah.
You gonna take the pictures?
Yeah.
I'm like, why y'all think I want to take pictures just cause he taking pictures?
But that ain't just.
I just thought that was funny, but it's a lot of different things. It's that's just one example, but it's literally
It's
everything.
Yeah, in
it's
every
like,
aspect though. That's when you walk just like your daddy. You
right,
look
stuff
just
like that.
Your daddy. That's just human nature. Now that there's some facts to that though. And not necessarily doing the same thing. And we can't prove this, but genetically you might be programmed. We might be programmed the same way. So it's.
Yeah.
You might not even think about it like that, but stuff I like, you might be genetically built to. We like stuff like that. It won't be a 1-to-1, but it'll be 40%, 30%, 90% for some people. But when it comes to things like doing things, in my opinion, with that is if you and one of my friends told me this recently, a couple months ago. Like as far as doing what your parents do, I think that's an advantage, really and truly, if you fall into something that you like to do and just your parents so happen that do it too.
Yeah.
You just fast forward. I mean, you get to skip all the bumps and the bruises. It's like a cheat code almost,
Well, that's more so. I get the genetics part, but I ain't talking about the genetics. Obviously, like people already say, like, talking on the phone, they can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
That's different. I'm talking about straight interest and career maybe, but it's just like, if you play sports, they just expect me to play sports.
That's everybody.
If you take pictures,
yeah, that's everybody.
They expect me to take pictures.
That's
but
human nature.
That is, well, I don't say it's human nature. It's a mindset, because I don't think everybody do that. I'm
not saying they do it now.
No, I'm saying even, I'll say in our community.
Yeah.
That's just a common thing. I can't say that's human nature, because I can't say everybody approach it. Like, I can't say that, because I can't say I got other friends that just see you do that and be like, oh yeah, he gonna do it. No, it's normally always family that say that. But what I'm trying to get to is like how I think about how it can change like a person's mindset, because obviously I'm doing music, so that ain't got nothing to do. That ain't got nothing to do with them. But I just thought it's kind of funny how growing up, and it can also affect you, because for me, I'll say, like I said, pictures, people just think I'm do pictures. Computers, just people think I'm just good with computers. So even growing up, I say around like high school, when it got time to like pick a career. And if you listening to all these outside opinions, I don't say opinions, but just thoughts that people put into your head, plant into your brain, you be like, yeah, your daddy did X, Y, Z, you good at this because your daddy did, and I might not even be good at it. It's just people feeding that thought to you.
But naturally, if you're around something, you gonna pick it up. That's just like carpentry. You know good and well, I ain't no carpenter, but if I can tell you my resume, and you be like, man, that you sure you ain't no carpenter? No, but my daddy did it, and I was around it just enough. It's like a cheat code.
It's a skill. That's a skill, but that don't mean just because you're good at something don't mean that's what your career is what you want to do.
No, by no means. Yeah, but if you are around it, if you are exposed to it, you can pick it up.
Yeah, I get that, but that can also, I don't want to say block off certain things, but put it like this. Really, you just gonna get up here, huh? Like, you really can. Let's say, get out, boy. Let's say, we can use carpenter for example. Okay, let's say I got something that I want to do in my mind that could potentially change the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But growing up or coming up, it kind of make the decision to do that when you got people in your head telling you you should do X, Y, Z because your parent did it, X, Y, Z because your parent did it. It's like, yeah, you might be good at it. I'm good at a lot of stuff. That don't mean that's necessarily what I want to do or where I want my career to go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could be good at playing the game. That don't mean I got to be a streamer.
Yeah.
But what and that's what I'm saying, how kind of that mindset affected me indirectly is, like I said, around high school age, when it's time to, what you want to do, and automatically you think, go to college. What's your major? This is a typical question that people ask you. What's your major? What you gonna do it like that? And because I didn't start doing music till almost at the end of college.
But that's just something you like to do.
Well, not necessarily. It could be a reason why I started when I started, or didn't take it serious when I could have took it serious, and that could have been the people planting stuff in your head, and now you just I can see.
You
see what I'm saying? So it's like, even how I chose my major, software engineering, like I chose that. That ain't necessarily because I'm good at it or like to do it. It's just people hit. You good? Your daddy good with the computer. And it's like, and you hear that, you start to believe. You hear people tell you something so long, you start to believe it. And so then, boom, I'm like, yeah, you're right. I come software engineering. It feels familiar. It feels comfortable. So I get into that. I do that, and then. Luckily I end up getting in the softball thing, and then it combined with sports. I'm like, I do like sports, so combine the two, and it kind of became my own interest versus just like straight up, I'm gonna do this because your daddy doing it. And then eventually though, it was like when the music came into the picture, it was like, hold on, like, do you really want to do this? And I'm like, and so eventually, I made the decision that I was gonna do what I wanted to do. But I want to say for you, 'cause I don't really know your upbringing like that or nothing like that, no influences you had. So did you have, I want to say, somebody that, like, were you ever in that similar situation to it? It was like somebody you knew did this career and they just try to force you into that? Not really.
No, that don't apply to me at all. I mean, my interest was being comfortable financially. And the way I chose what I was going to do, when it was time to pick a major, I searched for the highest paying major, and computer engineering came up. And I just said, I'm going to do that. And I did it.
So you ain't had nobody. So you ain't had nobody. Nah, that's funny because my mama said the same thing. Because I asked her, I was like, I mean, like I said, even not necessarily outside people too, but you can have like parents or whoever you grow up with, and they just plant you in a
I can see that happening
in a career, and people like.
I think that's household situation though. That's involvement in relationship with your parents or with whoever you living with.
Like my mama a teacher, I'm just gonna be a teacher. Like stuff like
that happen a lot.
So you didn't really have
that. Ain't no different than basketball players. Kids doing it. But that's just my upbringing. I grew up with my grandmama and my granddaddy. So the things that apply to me ain't gonna apply to you.
Well, I'm saying though, it can. I'm saying they didn't do nothing that you felt like.
Well, it's a different generation of gap when you grow up with your grandparents. Growing up with your grandparents is not like growing up with your parents. You talking about 3 or 4 generations, and I say decades or so, where me and you 17 years apart or so, we ain't that far apart. And
I think we more than 17 years apart. Well,
no, we ain't. Maybe 18.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But either way, we ain't.
But yeah, it ain't 40.
It ain't 40 and 50. It like growing up with your grandparents.
Yeah.
So that dynamic won't be the same.